Hi, my name is Jim and welcome to preworkoutchallenge.com. This is my website where I review exercise supplements and home gym exercise equipment and fat burning solutions. And today I'm doing something a little bit different. This is my first DIY how to build a squat rack. Um, Squat racks can be kind of expensive. A good one starts at around $500. Don't recommend buying one for $150 because you may be replacing it and having problems finding parts for it. Uh, so anyway, you can go up to thousands of dollars for a good power rack, but I'm going to introduce something that I think is very beneficial because not only is it a squat rack, but also a bench and a pull-up bar at the same time. So kind of a three-in-one. I've been working out for a long time, training and been in the fitness field. So that's my qualifications for being able to do this website and not for knowing how to build a squat rack though. Anyway, so let's learn how to build a squat rack. Um, Let me go to my review, and here it is, how to build a squat rack, DIY home gym equipment. I may be doing a one on how to build a weight bench as well, but this one right here, you don't need a weight bench. It already has one combined. So here's my sketch. I'm not an artist either. So you basically got two bases holding up the columns. The bases are fastened at the back, and I've got a hooks for both the bench for the squat rack. Here's a pull-up bar, and you can put a brace up atop. But let me go into more about it. So I haven't built a full one. I did buy everything required to build this model that I've designed. I've done a mock-up in my garage how to build the DIY squat rack presentation to show that it's possible. You can produce a wooden squat rack simply out of materials from your local building material store. So after doing the design, I went to Home Depot and purchased everything. Um, I have a disclaimer here. No homemade squat rack is guaranteed to function as well as a quality factory made squat rack. However, probably is better than a cheap squat rack. I am estimating in this that it's going to be around $150 to build the squat rack. Um, the As far as the $150, it could be more or a little bit less, depending on how many reinforcements you're going to do. I've kind of got two different designs. This one looks like it's a little cheaper, less expensive design. This one I have got 2x4 on the bottom and a 2x4 on top, whereas the one that you'll see in my mock-up actually has several 2x4s stacked. It's a little different, different way to do it. So as far as your budget, I mentioned, spend at least $500 if you're going to buy a squat rack. I have a lot of recommendations on this website. The When you're building this, because you're saving money on the pull-up bar and on the bench, that's a good $1,000 or more worth of equipment that you are saving money on. So as far as your budget, I've got my attached receipt, everything necessary to do this. And here I list out the individual pieces, and for some things, for like the metal T-straps and L corner braces, you could pick up a couple more, reinforce it a little bit better. The stronger it is, the better, obviously. Here I just go into how you're doing an all three-in-one and how it comes together. When you do this three-in-one, I listed some exercises that you can get out of it, so you can multiply the amount of workouts and exercises that you can do with this combo. And here's my go into how to build a squat rack. So I had to do it a couple different times and realized that you have to do it in a certain order. That's why I'm doing it step by step. So the first thing that I did was I took on the ground, I fastened my 2x4, my two 2x4s, excuse me, I fastened my fasteners to the tops. Now these are steel tie downs that are made for houses. So this one is for the bench. This one is for the squat rack. So first put these on, then take both of these studs, put them together on the ground, screw them together, and then lay down your column and screw that in. Let's see, these function as these tie downs function as your J hooks to hold the bar at different levels and for squat exercises, and one level for bench exercise. So you can pretty much see how it works. This pull-up bar is not attached. I just laid it there to show you. You can't see it in the picture where it's going, but it can go anywhere from, I'd say, 6 foot to 8 feet in the air, depending on how high you want it, how tall you are. And let's see, so the average workout bench top is around 18 inches. So factor that in when you're doing this, the 18 inches plus your arm length. And then you've got here, I built this particular one on top of the base. So that's an extra 4 inches. So don't forget to factor in this 4 inches, your 18-inch bench, and your arm length when mounting the height of this. Similar thing to the squat rack. You know, you should be a little bit below your shoulders, so when you stand up under it. And another thing is this reinforcement on the back, or I guess it's front, make sure you put that far enough up in front of you so you can still get into and underneath your squat rack, underneath your J cup right there. So the upright columns, what I did is I put a couple extra reinforcements. Here's the 2 2x4s and the 4x4. I've used this T bracket right here and the L bracket. One thing I didn't mention is when you put these hurricane clips on for your J cups, there's 3 holes on either side. Go ahead and use all your screws. Go ahead and screw it in good. What else here? The rack base. So having this nice and sturdy is the most important part of making the squat stand safe enough for your heavy weights. So that is, you know, for these reinforcements are important. And at this point, you're almost done with your squat rack. Set your columns towards the middle of the base. That's so you can have room to move back and forth underneath your bar. And then once you have attached the columns to the base, stand them up and connect them on top. So this bar, once again, this bar I did not attach because I didn't do the second half. I don't have enough room in my garage with the workout equipment to do the whole thing. But this pull-up bar, if you can, go ahead and drill a hole the same size as the bar, then it will hold tightly and you may not need an upright support on the very top. So the bar connecting 2 columns will help further stabilize the entire rack. So I mentioned here, I'm interested in hearing about your squat rack, your modifications, how you did it, an easier way to do it so I can improve on this. This is just another angle. So you've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 4x4s. You've got 4 2x4s plus this one, an optional 2x4 on the top to connect the columns, and home squat rack alternatives. So if you screw this one up and you can't do it, or it doesn't seem safe, you change directions, load up the wood, return it, no loss. You had a good learning experience, a good afternoon project. So I had mentioned from my experience around $500 is a good amount to pay for a decent squat rack. The first one is if you have a small home gym or a compact home gym, this is the folding squat rack made by Rogue. This will support up to 1,000 pounds plus of weight. And also these arms, they swing either in, out, and what was I going to say? They fold within 5 inches of the wall, so they're very flush with the wall. Not quite flush, but almost. This is an adjustable bar with easy hooks to unattach, so this thing folds in real quick. This bar also helps to stabilize it. So that's about it. Oh, another cool thing is you can add Rogue Monster Light attachments to such as spotter arms and other things to add on and multiply your exercise. Same way with the Rogue squat stand. This one doesn't attach to the wall. You don't have to worry about that installation. I do believe it comes in a couple different parts you have to put together though. This also has It's kind of the same shape of the one I built. You know, it's got this for reinforcement. This is adjustable, and it's got the base that's connected right here. But anyway, the cool part about this is, as you can see, the increments are at 1 inch, so you can adjust this however much. You know, you can adjust this for your height, real close to how you need it. And then also this will accept the Rogue Monster light attachments also. You know, I do recommend getting those spotter arms to, so if you move this down to the bench press mode and then you put the spotter arms down, that will help keeping the bar from crushing you. Another thing, if you're doing, if you're racking on weights, set it on the spotter bar. From there, you can do a lot more exercises. Let's see, once again, this is 1,000 pounds plus weight capacity, which is perfect. You'll never do that much, but you want that if it's rated that high, it's going to be a sturdy, you know, going to be sturdy for whatever weight you're going to be using. This one's in red, but it does have 10 different color options available. And I guess that's about it. So this is a big money saver if you can do it right. About $150 for materials. It's going to take, you know, an hour to collect the materials, probably 2 hours to go get them, bring them back. Then it's going to take a few hours to put it together. So you're looking at a day-long project. I got a little bit of satisfaction out of it. I thought it was cool to be doing something different and actually make something. If it's not safe, I don't recommend risking your physical health to save a few dollars. And if you decide not to do this, I left some great Rogue alternative squat racks. So if you enjoyed this, hit your like. If you hated it, hit your dislike. Subscribe for more videos. Most of these are going to be about home exercise equipment and exercise supplements. And I appreciate you watching.